Steve, can you tell me how this all came about?
Well, this museum basically had lost money for years and was going to be sold off, and they arranged an auction to sell all the things in there in this auction. Bonham's arranged an auction. People came from all over the world to buy the items that are stored here, which are quite valuable. At the last minute, Mr. Holland came in, Mike Holland, my boss, came in and said, this isn't right, this should remain in Brighton, it's an important thing for Brighton and these things shouldn't be disappearing. So he went up to the auction and said, you've got to stop this auction because I'm going to buy it and keep it. And so there and then they had to announce to the general public who'd been there to buy things that it had finished and that he was going to buy it. That would be what we hope to come up with at the end.
Right, so there'll be the history and the science of
the history and the science, the whole basis of why it's here, and what's happened here, but with a modern environment to be in, so that it's not just attractive to enthusiasts or people who come once, but people come here and say that was so good I want to come back.
This beautiful part of Brighton and Hove's history has faced demolition on more than one occasion.
But luckily, it was preserved in 1976. But fortunately, they didn't knock it down because the contract had almost gone out for its demolition. So it was very near to going.
Right.
And then the buildings got listed, a lot of the chimney, the surrounding walls, everything got listed now, so it is now safe.
Obviously, it's just like, aesthetically, it's just amazing, but it also represents a quality of manufacture that we were like really proud of in England that's sort of gone, really, and it's something that
We're still good at some things.
Tailoring.
Already in my life.
But it's true, you know, that sort of handcrafted, handmade, made to fit. I mean, what amazes me about this machine is when it's going, you can't really hear it. But look at the size of it. You think it'd be clunked in and making lots of, but it can just feel the perfect fit with everything and the way that everything sort of glides together so elegantly.
What should we do with that bit? We'll just make that bit a bit rounder.
Yeah, the aesthetics are amazing, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, even the coal shed down there, it's just a coal shed, but you look at it and it's actually really beautifully done. And you think, but no one's, it's just going to be a few guys in there lugging coal about, but they've just put that extra bit.
Well, they did it. There was, that community of labour was about making things the best you could do. You know, like the old blokes, it'd be like, you know, don't do it like that. You can do better than that. Yeah, you know, and also and refine. So you say you look at these cast iron window frames. It's like, okay, how thin can we make them? You know, so they're most effective and most beautiful and hold the glass best.
Well, they could have just put in just a square block, couldn't
they?
Yeah,
exactly.
But they didn't.
No,
so
they didn't.
I think that's. Yeah, I mean, the detail's fantastic.
Was cost an option in those days then?
Yeah, very much so.
I would have thought so, yeah.
But the other thing about it is initial cost was dealt with properly. You know, maintenance cost. I mean, these Minton floor tiles here haven't obviously they've probably had to replace a couple of them.
Yeah.
But they're still there, yeah. Absolutely.
Right, nowadays, I suppose that would have been replaced 12 times.
yeah. Well, yeah, because there's no get that.
I mean, and great, the machine shop down there where you see what there's something of this is wrong. They don't just buy a new bit. Even now, it goes to the machine shop and they remake the piece that's gone wrong. Yeah. Right. Which is that refurbishing things, which it's just refurbishing, which is what people should be really doing.
American guy in it, London boy. Before he speak, his suit's
bespoke. Yeah. Down with the kids, liking it.
Suiting.
Yeah. Suit you.
Suit you, sir. Suit you, Gresham. Well done, sir.
I've never heard you say that outside of your show.
I sometimes ring Paul up like we used to. Hello, sir. You're the only person I can see this to, sir. Yeah. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mark Williams and Gresham Blake. Thank you.
Thanks.